Good morning. Outside doing my checkabout, see what's going on the old, well, I don't really call this a homestead. I mean, most homesteads are pretty nice, you know, rural. We're rural, we're pretty nice, but I mean, come on. This is our front yard. This is my wife's garden shed. That's my shop. This is my house. There's my wife looking out the door.
What are you doing?
I'm checking the homestead for any COVID-19 violations. Yeah, you got to be on your guard here. Anyway, I mean, guys, when I think of homestead, I think of people doing gardening. Well, my wife does gardening. That's one of her flower boxes over there. But, you know, we're out in the middle of a very nice area with, my God, we've even got in-ground sewer. Got little peach trees growing over there. Uh-oh. What's this? I think I found a COVID-19 or Chinese virus, which I prefer, violator. Well, these little ladies are clearly violating the stay-at-home order. Their home is over there. Looks like I'm going to have to enforce this order. Sitting out there, this is what's called a swarm. Going to have to do something about this one. These are violators. They're supposed to stay at home and they didn't do it.
Well, I was hoping they were hanging more from one branch than encompassing quite a few.
Well, what we're going to do is we're going to take and
That's like a whole hive.
cut this branch right here and this one here, and then I'm going to hold a big box underneath them. We're going to knock them down. If you wanted to, you could dress up with me and scream like a little girl when they fall.
Yeah.
Remember last
exactly
time?
what I will do. My new suit won't be here probably until either this afternoon or tomorrow.
I don't think these little girls will be here.
But it's so cold today, they're not going to fly.
They're going to fly into my box.
Uh-huh.
I'll get these violators.
Well, get stuff ready. I'm going to go feed the birds. You find any COVID?
Just COVID-19 violators. That's where they live. They're supposed to stay at home. If I have to stay at home, they have to stay at home. What happens, this is just a natural occurrence to bees. They've decided to split the hive. They made a new queen, and the old queen and about half the hive has left the box. I need to go get ready. Usually, I'll just take a 5-gallon bucket with a draw lid on it and go put it underneath there and then throw them into a box. I've had varying success with that and getting them to stay. This morning I made up some sugar water, and I'm going to put this into a spray bottle, and I'll spray that swarm while they're busy licking themselves off. We'll go ahead and knock them into a box. Okay, I'm going to try something new today. This is an old nuke box we got from some of the nukes we got last year, and basically it holds 5 of the frames. There's some frames. I've decided to try to get them to take up residence in this box here by luring them in with a little honey. So what I'm doing is taking some honey and just smeared it on these plastic combs. you just dump the honey in the bottom of the box or in a pan, the bees will drown. You get in there and start fighting over it. It's not pretty, you lose more bees. So what I'm doing is just putting it in these like this, and that'll help hold it and spread it out in this little box so they can all get to it. You can see these. This is a new frame. It's got a plastic, I don't know how they make it, but it's an embossed plastic. It's got these little starter honeycomb grids on it, and it's covered in beeswax. Some of the leftover honey from last year's crop. Still good, but it's down to the bottom of the bucket. I take this and use it to feed the bees a lot. Okay, I've got 5 frames in this box. We're going to put this in the bottom of a big cardboard box. I'm going to back up underneath the hive with it on the back of our mule, get out and just knock the crap out of that tree, and that whole hive will drop into the box. We're going to cover the lid up real quick. Bob's your uncle. Okay, think I'm ready. Let me show you what we're doing here. This is my plan for trying this out. Usually I just take and put up a couple frames in one of these boxes and set them there and put a lid and a top on it, dump them in there, and then let them be. But I find that I have about a 50% retention rate that way, so we're going to get a little bit more high-tech on this one. It's cold, they don't want to fly, so they're going to be pretty docile, especially after we spray them down with the sugar water. This is the nuke that I prepared. Got some honey on the frame, so they'll have a little reason to hang around for a little while. Second reason they're going to have is, this is, you know, for violating the stay-at-home order, I've had to sentence them to 14 days in the bee detention center. Giving them a nice window to look out with little bitty bars for bees. And this is something that I may or may not have to use. This is a bee feeder. You take and put sugar water or some diluted honey in a quart jar and turn it upside down with holes punched in the lid, and it fits into this opening. I'm not going to do that just yet, so I'm going to put some tape over it. Keep them little boogers in there. I've already shown they can't be trusted. I mean, out running around. Whole country's on lockdown except them. So we'll take care of that. Okay, now if I need it, it's already prepared. It's cut through the box. They go in that little hole down there, and they can get all the moisture from the sugar water. It also gives them more raw materials to start building the combs out on these. My wife's getting her suit on, and we're going to go put this underneath them, cut off a few branches, and drop them in this box. Then I'll shut the lid real quick, and then we'll keep them in here for 2 or 3 days. One of the things that I found, that if I were just to put that on the ground under where I catch them, or move them back to the area where they were, most of the time they're leaving. They're on a mission to go find a new home, and I've interrupted their mission. So I found that if I move them to another location, even 300 or 400 feet, they stay a lot better. All right, I'm going to load up the mule. Got a brush here, got a set of clippers to cut the limbs off, got some spray. We're ready to go. This is my wife, Tish. She is well protected. She even has bee boots on.
No, these aren't my bee
Oh,
boots.
no,
These are the
those
chicken
are chicken
ones.
boots.
I didn't put them on.
Bee boots are for special occasions. As you can see, those bees are pretty docile. I backed right up underneath there with a big gas engine going. It's kind of cold. See if I can find a place to put you guys. Here. Yeah. This may work. Let's get you up there. How's that? Yeah. My wife has been known to scream like a little girl when we're doing this, haven't you?
I just can run faster than you.
That's all it takes.
Yeah.
All right. Gonna do a little trimming here
Hey, why are you cutting that one?
so I can get in there.
Well, come from this direction and just cut this one. I don't really want my peach tree ruined. Can you get it from this direction?
Can't get to it easy.
Do you have any little hand clippers? You don't need that big thing. We'll just tear the tree for this.
Those are very sharp clippers.
Okay.
Can I cut at least here so I can reach
Yeah,
it?
yeah. Go. You might cut it back to the big stem. If you're going to cut it back there. Yeah, there. Try to do it without shaking the tree. You want your gloves?
Nah.
Okay. But that was not discussed.
These are very sharp.
Okay. Beautiful bee. You're going to have to remove this one too so that it can drop.
Yeah.
Let's do it back to all the way back. Yeah, flush.
You can see when they're swarming, they're pretty docile. Tish, can you come around and grab this branch when I cut
yeah.
it?
Oh, you going to try that big one?
Yeah.
Okay.
There we go. Now, how many peaches did we get off this tree last
Actually,
year?
I got quite a few.
I didn't get any.
I know, I ate them all.
You ate all my peaches. Okay, we're going to spray them with some water.
Oh, there's one.
Shouldn't be upset. That's really good sugar water. Fresh sugar water. That one tried to bite me through my mask. Okay, let's.
That's got nails in it.
I know.
Okay, I just want you to be aware of that.
We're going to hit it really hard. Shut the top, shut the top, shut the top. Shut the top, shut the top. Oh,
I don't know what. Put
get
something.
the tape, get the tape. Tape over here, please.
Trying to, honey. All the way over here. These all over me. Can't get the tape with the gloves on. Oh.
Chop these. Took off my gloves to do this. Trying to. You guys can't see up there. I think I'm going to do is tear off a bunch of tape and then put my gloves back on so I can move that.
There's some fun parts of it that attach each other. God knows that they're in the box. It's just the feeling on the outside.
That That did good.
Yeah, that worked pretty well.
Hold this for
That's
me.
actually one of the best.
Well, these few here will go back to a hive over there. I believe we got 60-70% of them. One what? These. What do we call these suits? Arctic Breeze. Ultra Breeze suits. Trying to get this closed up where they can't get out. I've already put honey on those frames. Well, I've already got a feeder set up to feed them. See over there on the side. Some of that Gorilla Tape. These scufflaws at home. Okay, I've given them food and water.
Scared the crap out of them.
Scared the crap out of them.
Threatened the life of their queen.
And only had 3 try to bite me. Not so bad. Bees are trying to find a way in. They can smell through that open screen there. Smell their queen. All right. That's all we have left up here on that branch. I'd say we got 90% of these easy. Well, the rest of them will fly back over there and reunite with another hive, maybe a couple days, maybe today. We'll see. I'm kind of thinking the range.
Is there any way these can get inside?
No. Would you pick that box up and bring it over here? You got gloves on, I don't. It's not that heavy. That's perfect. That way if I give them some water, that'll support that.
You just have to open it right.
Well, I can put a box of in fact, I think I'll do that. I'll put a piece of plywood over the top. That way it'll weigh it down.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, because it might get windy. Make a little heavy. Of course, you can put the cinder blocks on top of that.
They'll all go in there. See, this is a humane detention center. We do allow visitors. You've got to keep your distance. Of course, for this COVID-19, we may have to disallow that also. Let's see if I can find a piece of plywood for it. That'll at least keep them from blowing around. My hair's not as
Your
all
hair is
messy.
always ugly.
My hair's always ugly, she says.
Get over there with the, captured wild animal. Come on. There you go. All right. Was that the look?
That was the look.
The look of the captured wild animal.
All right. I'll bring you back every once in a while and show you what's going on with them. Just another day at work here.